With the launch of another amazing gacha game, Zenless Zone Zero is finally here. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Hoyoverse, which would be quite shocking, not gonna lie, they are the creators of two of the most famous gacha games in the space. Those games being Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. However, Zenless Zone Zero's gameplay feels a lot more like a better engine Honkai Impact 3rd. wtfmikxy here, and I'm going to be giving you a full beginner's breakdown guide on Zenless Zone Zero. So maybe grab some snacks, a drink, and maybe a notepad, and let's get right into the video. Zenless Zone Zero is a hack and slash RPG-like game where instead of having 4 units on a team, much like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, you only are allowed 3 units. There are currently only 5 elements in the game: fire, lightning, ether, ice, and physical. There are elemental reactions also as well in this game, such as burn when you mix fire with fire, shock when you use lightning and lightning, corruption when you use ether, freeze when you use ice, then assault when you use physical, and lastly disorder when you mix any of the elements that are different together. Alongside those elements, there are also 5 roles these characters can be: attack, defense, support, anomaly, and stun. That is the basic rundown on the different character types and elements within this game. So team building and synergies will matter in this game, as they always do. You have to be a maniac if you don't love free rewards as much as I do. So to start off, you get 30 pulls simply just logging in every day. You get a free character named Corin who has a mini chainsaw in the form of a buzzsaw. You'll receive a total of 70 free standard banner pulls and 20 limited banner pulls, 1600 polychrome, and 80 Bopon through your playthrough of Zenless Zone Zero. Now, what is all this? No worries, I'll be able to translate over what all of this is right now. So if you take a look at this image, polychrome is your main gacha currency, which translate as your primo gems or stellar jades. Next up, your encrypted tapes will be your limited banner pulls, which is your intertwined fates or golden star rail passes. Then after that, you got your master tapes for your standard banner pulls, which is your acquainted fates or silver star rail passes. Then the Bupon is a new feature through Zenless Zone Zero, where you can have a little buddy fight alongside you while you are engaged in combat. And these also come in gacha rarities A rank and S rank, or 4-star and 5-star. Speaking of which, in Zenless Zone Zero, characters are referred to as agents. So if I use that term, I am referring to characters. You will end up being able to play a total of 7 free agents: Nicole, Ben, Billy, Sokaku, Ambi, Corin, and lastly Lucy. With that said, make sure you submit this free redemption code ZZZFree100 when you are able to do so you can obtain some rewards such as 300 polychrome, 30,000 Denny, which is your main currency, 2 senior logs, which is used to level up agents, and 3 W engine energy modules. W engines is your weapons or light cones in Zenless Zone Zero. Once in Zenless Zone Zero, you will have your main menu, which has many of things to be learned about in here. So let's break it down. Towards the top left will be your name and current account level, or your internaut level. Funny name, I chuckled a little bit at this because it sounds like internet, but it's internaut, and when you say it fast, it really sounds similar. Moving on to the top right of your screen, you have your energy, which you use to do dailies for your character ascension materials, weapon ascension materials, and just your generic level up XP materials. So the best thing to do is keep that number at 0, as this number will reset daily and is good to farm over time during your playthrough of this game. Next up to the right of that, we have your in-game currency that is called Denny's. Then to the far right, we have polychrome, which is your gacha currency. Below that, you can find the events tab, where you will find a whole bunch of fun stuff to do. Starting off with testing out agents that are currently on the gacha banners, which can be great for those of you who are looking for new limited banner agents to add to your roster. You can test them out and get a feel for them to see if you like the agent's playstyle. Moving on, you got your daily login rewards, which you will be able to obtain daily. Then you have your internaut level rewards for when you reach milestone ranks. Next up, you can claim your free 4-star agent Sokaku, which is an amazing support agent in this game. Very capable for a A-ranked agent. Next up, you get free rewards available to claim throughout your playthrough, such as W engines, a free Bangbu, and another free agent that will be available to play. Then an endgame game mode called Hollow Zero, which in my opinion feels like another take of the simulated universe from Honkai Star Rail, if you are familiar. Then at the end, we have an official release trailer to earn a little bit more polychrome. Keep in mind, as Zenless Zone Zero develops, this menu will change. In the training tab, you can learn the combat aspects of the game with free training and agent selection training. Certain agents will be available depending on if they are being trialed on the gacha banners or whether or not you have them unlocked. Doing the training will also land you some extra polychrome or gacha currency. Under the proxy handbook, you get more information about the game. If you are ever confused, you can come back here and refresh your memory. It has information about the open world shops, combat, and the full understanding of the walkthrough of the game. As far as mail goes, you want to visit here daily to check, because here they will have updates on the game like bug fixes, obtainable rewards, and they will frequently send out surveys so you can bank in some extra gacha currency. Next up, the notices will give you announcement updates about the game and announcements on new events that have released. The next couple of tabs is for you guys to do feedback about the game and Zenless Zone Zero's official pages. As for the strategy station, if you want to read on some guides sent out by the community, you can do so here, or you could just subscribe to gacha creators like me who release guides. Then you got the logout button and redemption codes, which, reminder, use code ZZZ free100 to obtain those free rewards. Next up, we have the options tab. Here you have your settings if you need to lower the graphics if you are on a low-end PC, or if you simply would like to change your keybinds, which is an important feature to have available to us in this game. This could help if you are used to other combat games and you would like to use the familiar binds so your muscle memory doesn't take a hit, or you could just keep the generic keybinds. You can also change the game's language here if you prefer playing in a different language. In the direct messages, or what we like to call our DMs, you can find agent side missions apart from the main story of Zenless Zone Zero, which kind of works a little different in this game because some agent side missions require a certain in-game time. So if you try to start the side mission and the agent is not there, that is because you went there at the wrong time of day and you would need to come back at a later date. A quite interesting spin on the side missions within this game, but hey, kudos for trying something different. I'm sure once we grasp the conception of time within our playthrough, we will have an easier time getting around this interesting feature. In the compendium tab, you will find your dailies. You want to go here at the start of your daily grind so you do not miss out on free rewards. Especially at the start of your Zenless Zone Zero journey, you want to obtain these free rewards as fast as possible, so you can get to wishing for new agents just as fast. So the Premier tab will be your best friend in obtaining those rewards, so make sure you are trying to complete those tasks you got at hand. And the next tab over, we got our errands tab, which you want to do daily so you can obtain even more rewards to rank up your account and gain more polychrome gacha currency. Then the training tab is where you will use your daily energy for those essential materials we mentioned earlier. Lastly, we have the challenges tab, which shows the current challenge end game Hollow Zero, which I'm sure in the future they will add more challenges down the line. As for the achievements tab, you'll want to periodically visit this tab as completing achievements will give you polychrome little by little. Although it may be small amounts in the early stages of this game, this will rack up fast as you will have little to no achievements at the start, so make sure you are obtaining your gacha currency. For the internet tab, as I was mentioning earlier in the direct messages portion of this video, as you can see here, there is different times of day you will have access to certain side missions and agent missions from the DMs depending on the time of day. With that said, each time you rank up your internet level, make sure you visit this tab to obtain your free rewards for that current level. And a reminder that every 5 level ups to level 30, you get extra gacha currency within the events tab, so make sure you're on top of this. As for your storage tab, it just basically collects all the items that you currently have in possession on your account. In the storage tab, you can find your W engines and drive disk and other materials you currently own, and we'll be getting into what drive disks are later on when we talk about agents in this video. Next up, in the 24-hour store, which is our main shop in Zenless Zone Zero, where we could turn our polychrome into gacha summons. In the first tab, we have the Eridu welcome gift, which is only $1, plus a W engine weapon, which I would say is a steal, so consider getting it unless you're gonna remain 100% free to play. Next up, you have your monthly $5 daily check-in, which provides you with monochrome and polychrome. Monochrome is paid currency for those of you who are wondering that you can transfer it to polychrome, which is pretty much paid gacha currency. Next up is the bundle shop, which has deals on other gacha currency and supplies. Then the signal shop, where you should save up your residual signal currency because that currency is very hard to come by and you should save it up, especially if you are free to play, because you could buy free W engines straight out of the store, and I'm talking W engines that are S rank, unless of course you are feeling risky and want to test your luck with the gacha gods. In that case, be my guest and maybe you'll get something even better than those W engines. In the faded signal tab, you can buy supplies in up to 5 standard and limited banner pulls a month, so you want to grab these monthly because it will reset. Lastly, you got your monochrome shop for those of you who are going to test the waters on IRL currency. New Eridu City Fund is our Zenless Zone Zero Battle Pass, which has level up rewards, and even if you are free to play, you want to complete this task within the Battle Pass, because it leads to free rewards that you can start from and for your account long term. If you click a tab over, you can see there is daily tasks, weekly tasks, and season tasks. I personally do not go out of my way to try to complete these tasks towards the end of the patch, because just playing the game every day doing your dailies and missions, you will level up your battle pass over time. It's here as compensation for playing the game for the long term. So to help future proof your account for the long term, you can save your resources and gain a lot of resources through the battle pass. So make sure you complete this every single time there's a patch. The signal shirts is our gacha banner system within Zenless Zone Zero. As mentioned before, monochrome is going to be paid limited gacha currency that can be transformed into polychrome, which is your main gacha currency within this game. Every 160 polychrome equals 1 master tape or encrypted master tape. Master tapes are used for the standard banner, while encrypted master tapes are used for W engine banners and limited banners. I highly recommend not using any of your polychrome on regular master tapes, as for the long term, limited banner agents are going to overall be more powerful down the line, as opposed to the standard banner agents. For the standard banner, the first 50 pulls are discounted by 8 master tapes, which will save you a free 10 gacha summons. Within these summons, you will be guaranteed a random S rank agent from the standard banner. If you're like me, you might get lucky and end up with multiple S rank items. I ended up getting Rena and Brimstone W engine, so I was fortunate. After you've received your first random 5-star agent from the banner will conclude at 10 master tape costs. When it comes to the limited banner, you are guaranteed a 5-star agent after 90 pulls. Within those 90 pulls, you may get lucky and get a S ranked agent. However, if you are unlucky, you will lose what is called a 50-50. A 50-50 is a 50% chance of when you pull a S rank on the limited banner that you will actually receive the agent on that banner. If you lose the 50-50, you will end up with the agent on the standard banner that is S tier, and next time you see a S rank, you will get the agent that is currently on the limited banner. So basically, it could take you a maximum of 180 pulls if you are very unfortunate to receive your ideal limited banner agent. While pulling on any banner, every 10 pulls will be guaranteed a rank or higher. The guarantee on A rank resets once a rank or higher is achieved. As for the unique banner for the Bang Boos, they have their own gacha currency as well, where you can get a set path of which Bang Boo you actually want. If you get an S rank Bang Boo, it will be your guaranteed path, so you will 100% get it every single time. As far as the W engine, it takes the encrypted master tapes, and you have a 75% chance to get the current W engine on the banner. However, if you are very unfortunate, you will have to summon 160 times to guarantee the W engine on the banner if you lose your 75 to 25. Also, lastly about the gacha system, there is also a 300 selector just like in Honkai Star Rail, where after 300 standard summons, you will be given a free 5-star standard banner selector, where you can choose your favorite agent that you want from this selector. So this is very cool because as you pull for new characters on the standard banner over time, you might end up getting characters that you want. Then once you come around to getting 300 pulls on the standard banner, you might be able to duplicate a character that you really want to get a duplicate of. Or you could add another agent to your roster that you might not have. Characters in Zenless Zone Zero are referred to as agents. Every agent has a set role, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Just to remind you, those roles can consist of attack, defense, support, anomaly, and stun. Followed by having a role, every agent has their own element that can be fire, lightning, ether, ice, and physical. Every agent has a set of skills that can be upgraded through skill enhancements. You can earn these skill enhancements in the combat simulation, which is what you use your energy for when you are doing your dailies. The 5 skills you upgrade are basic attack, dodge, assist, special attack, and chain attack. Every agent has their own W engine which buffs them up. For those of you who do play Honkai Star Rail, the W engine is like your light cone, or your weapon if you are a Genshin Impact player. Around the W engine, you get the drive discs, which work as your armor pieces to buff up the stats of your agent, or in Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail terms, your artifacts or relics. Then lastly, the cinema tab is for when you get duplicates of these agents to further progress them, making them twice as strong. Then of course, the final portion to your team compositions within Zenless Zone Zero is the Bang Boos. These miniature pets are pets that will follow you into battle and will do different abilities depending on which Bang Boo you got equipped. These Bang Boos act on their own rank just like a W engine or a agent. You can level them up and get duplicates as well for them, making them twice as strong. I would also like to mention that specific W engines, drive discs, and Bang Boos will help your characters do different types of things during combat, such as buffing certain synergies up or different attacks. Those are just some examples. So it is important to identify when making your team compositions and selecting which agents you're going to use, which W engines or Bang Boos you're going to use as well, and considering the drawbacks that it may have and the negative effects. In 6th Street, there's a whole bunch of things to do that can be quite overwhelming sometimes if you do not know where you're going or what you are looking for. Starting at the gadget store, you can find W engines here available to purchase. Here you can also recycle unneeded W engines for level up XP materials. In the final tab of the gadget store, you can see a whole data bank of every single W engine you have discovered to date. Next, we have these 3 Bang Boos called Buy, Ask, and Give Change. They sell some level up XP materials and other important items if you ever run short when upgrading agents or W engines down the line. And this shop refreshes every 4 days. Next up, we got the coffee shop, which you want to visit to gain extra energy daily. When you start the day, you are given only a max of 240 energy, which can be recharged over time as I mentioned before, store. If you want 300 energy per day, you come to the coffee shop to gain more energy. The coffee will also give you extra combat stats for the combat simulation. I like to personally come here when I first log on to Zenless Zone Zero because I always do my dailies first. Also, don't try to drink too much coffee because the game will pretty much tell you it's unhealthy. Trust me, I tried it. Next up with General Chop, he's got the best eats around. Eating his food before combat will provide your agents with different buffs depending on the dish. Next up, we got the arcade. Here we got lots of mini games you can play so you can earn extra polychrome for your next gacha summons. Some of these arcade games are actually very fun. I won't even lie to you, I've lost at least an hour playing some of them. There's also another tab called the event mode, which I do not know much about, but hopefully we can verse other online players. That could be such a cool little feature the developers can add. Howl is a newspaper dog that gives you a free scratch card. So far I have only gotten Denny's from these scratch cards, but these reset daily as well. Officer Mew Mew has different challenges that you can complete to receive extra currency rewards such as XP materials and polychrome. The remodeling shop is so you can upgrade your Bang Boos. When you obtain new ones, you can level them up here. Bang Boos also have a duplicate system so you can merge the copies here as well. Then much like the gadget shop, we had the music store, which has a bunch of similarities to this other shop. But however, within the music store, it's quite a little different. You use dismantle parts to get a gacha currency, and you select a drive disc path of which one you want. Then you could essentially gacha pull for a better version of that drive disc, basically giving you another way to obtain drive discs so that way you can build your agents even better than they already are. And of course, much like the gadget shop, there is a data bank here too. Then finally, your main character store is called the video store. Here at the video store, Bangbu 18 will farm Denny's for you, which is good because the currency in this game can go pretty quickly. So make sure you are setting this up. Also within this store, as you will progress throughout your gameplay, you will start to understand you will spend most of your time here when wanting to complete missions and the main story. Well, that is all I have for today, guys. If this video helped you out in the long run, please smash the subscribe button down below so you can find your way back to my channel. Please leave a like, comment, and join the community Discord. Link will be pinned in the comment section. That's it for now. Peace.